Watched some going by last year's stuff. Obviously, know they added the kid that we knew, a kid from the Dominican Republic. So we know he's a good player. But really today we focused on ourselves. We felt we could do some things better, improvement from last game, from Monday's game, and we've got the 2 days to prepare. But today was really about us, what we got to do. We saw some clips of them from last year, and then we're going to get ready do a little bit more of them for later tomorrow. So everybody's pretty healthy. Nasir, his nose didn't bleed today, so he made it through practice, so that was good. And everybody else is pretty healthy as I think back now. So I feel pretty good about where we are health-wise. Good practice today, and we'll have another one tomorrow.
You talked after the game about start looking about getting the rotation down and that kind of thing. What is that? How does that process go? I mean,
well, we don't have rotations in preseason and exhibition. We want to get the guys some minutes, obviously, and obviously we had guys in foul trouble and a guy with a bloody nose, so rotations are out the window. So oftentimes they do change, as we know, in game situations in the regular season and postseason play. Just rotation sounds great until somebody gets in foul trouble or somebody gets hurt or somebody has to come out for a while. So it's constantly evolving and constantly changing. But I feel pretty good about the guys, the returning guys, and then the younger guys are just going to keep battling, trying to get better. And I think that's what you got to look at. But rotation is even without those things, there's going to be changes to a rotation as guys developing, that guys progress, especially in our program, as we've seen. That's what we're known for, guys getting better.
Jimmy, as Ashton's gotten better year by year, his point total has increased. Do you see, he was about 17 last year, do you see him taking another step forward? Is it necessary to sort of fill we lost from last year?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. There's so many different games, and sometimes things can happen where guys don't play in games and because of minutes or how games end up or foul trouble or so. I don't know how that'll factor in, but I don't think our team is made right now. I don't think it's who we are now is who we're going to be in March and February and January. So still things to be seen and things to be decided, and again back to how guys develop and where guys are. And so whoever we have out there's going to be some young freshmen, and it's really going to be interesting to see how they progress and important to see how they progress.
But do you envision Ashton being up in the 20s scoring?
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that, John. I got to say, I think it's again. I see him having some games of having 20 points. I see him having some games of not having 20. I haven't figured out his average yet. If he told me he's healthy and out of foul trouble and give me all those other more important, I wouldn't say important, but factors that would dictate one scoring average, then I can give you the answer. So tell me what they're going to call in the block charge with 3 minutes left in the game or 3 minutes left in the first half, and I can give you a better feel on that.
Do you like to see him get to the line more this year? I mean,
he's good. He's pretty good at it for a smaller guard, and he's pretty good at getting. He's not Kemba Walker, but he's a guy that gets to the line at a pretty good amount. I think he'll get to it probably a little more this year, I would guess, but that remains to be seen. Again, I can't predict the block charge call or how the officials are going to call it on each and every one, but I think he's a little bit more aggressive as far as getting in the lane, and that may lead to some of that. But they're going to have a number of guys guarding them, and I think our balance will come not so much in. We'll have a balanced scoring, but it may not show as far as having 4 guys in double figures. We may have some guys split that double figure scoring, whether it be a position, whether it be our 4 interior guys. I think that may be something that factors in, our 5 interior guys, I should say.
You talk about the team not being quite made yet. What do you learn about the team in the first few regular season games in the next couple of weeks as it continues to develop and kind of become a unit?
Well, 18 practices. Today was number 19, 2 exhibition games. Again, Nas was out the entire time, so that's a big factor. That's the one senior other than Ashton. So, it's all about getting better. I mean, one thing, we improve individually. That's what we're known for. We're known for improving over the course of the year too. And so, again, it's about getting better, and individually and as a unit, and specifically in offense and defense, and little things. We're going to have to guard the ball screen here Friday, so we'll see how we do that. So. I just, I hope we're not the team we are today is the team we are in January, February, March.
What do you tell the freshmen, coming into their first time playing in this environment at the zoo and everything there? What kind of things do you tell them before the game?
I don't really get into it too much, not make too big a deal out of it. I think that would be counterproductive to do so. So just have fun and play the right way, play the way we practice. I think that's the main message we want to get across. You don't want to change because we're playing in front of some people, and that's what we try to show every day in practice. So we want game situations in practice, and so once we get out there, it doesn't matter who's watching or who's playing. It's what we do and how we practice and how we prepare.
Do you expect for there to be some jitters and stuff like that for some of the younger guys?
I don't know that it's jitters. I never think it's jitters. I just think it's just young guys just getting better and better as they go. So one would call it jitters. I would call it experience. I mean, put it in perspective. Talking to a couple of the guys today, I had to put it in perspective. Ashton and Trayvon have been through 400 practices, or really 500 days, and these guys have been through 18. The freshmen that you're talking about. So. Even I had to step back when I look at that, and sometimes you actually say something that makes sense. And I think that might have been one of them for me. So mark that one down, I guess. But putting it in perspective, it is, and I went through the number of practices that we have each year, the games. That's a lot. And so about 400 or so to 19. That's probably that has more to do with it than jitters, I got to think.
I mean, on paper, at least, the non-conference schedule looks like it's maybe not quite what some past years have been. Were there circumstances maybe outside of your control, or things that happened where you didn't get maybe quite the teams you wanted to, or ideally had hoped to get?
Well, you never get exactly what you think you're going to get. Let's put it that way. But it's a challenge every year. I think every year we. Our schedule said it's not tough enough, and then every year it says that we're one of the toughest strength of schedules, and in conference and out of conference was an interesting statistic they threw out this summer that we saw. And but I think the fact it's about what this team is today, what it is Friday, and we'll go from there. But scheduling's a constant. Obviously, there's some tournament situations where you're never quite sure who you're going to play. And that's something that will always be the case. But we're playing. I think the one thing is we've got 18 conference games. We've got the 2 road games, which very few teams are going to be doing that we're doing. Tennessee and at Penn, very few schools. I don't know any that would be doing it with our ranking, our history, our 18-game conference schedule. Very few would be doing that. So that can't be discarded at all.
Ashton had said that he'd always been trying to be a guy who led by example.
I said it the other day to him. I think he's doing a better job of talking and doing it because he was very quiet. He's always been very quiet. But it's I always say that there's 2 different types of leaders, and there's the one that talks about it, there's the talking guy, the vocal guy, and there's the guy that's the leads by example. And it's hard to find the lead by example guys, and he has done that to the highest level, and his work ethic is an inspiration. It's an example. It's a coaching tool for me. It's there every day, and so that was from day one too. And I think we can use the story with our young guys talking about the 400 practices, but also just from day one and how he came out and how he just stuck to his business on and off the floor. We're talking to a guy that's a academic All-American candidate as well as an All-American Big East preseason Player of the Year. That whole package is leadership in itself.
Did you in talking to him before now and in the preseason, did you want him to become say, hey, you've always been that example guy. Now let's see if you
Yeah.
can be more vocal.
Yeah, we talked about it, and we've said it, and then just start this year. I mean,
Mhm.
that was 2 years ago probably as a sophomore, more so as a junior, and then even more so this year. But I'm seeing it more so this year, and it's just different. It's just when there's other guys. Gary, yeah, Brad was kind of a quiet. Gary would talk more, but the combination of those three with Gilbert was always pretty strong. So there's also times, being a leader is knowing when it's your time to be a leader too, and I think that was something that he recognized as well. So you can only have so many leaders, and when we had three pretty strong, solid leaders as far as examples too, I think you got to recognize that, and that's part of being a leader, right, and part of recognizing your teammates.
Any letters coming on the faculty sheet today?
No,
Can you talk about it?
I guess we can't talk about it. We got it, I think we got it's not official yet, so you get them, and then you got to give them to our people, and because of our practice time, and it's hard to get everything done. I don't know when we'll release it. When will we release it? Tomorrow, I guess, or something, or maybe today.
Not expecting any surprises, though.
No surprises or anything. I don't think. I mean, pretty much it's almost old news in the recruiting world today. But that's I don't have anything surprise. I was hoping we could try to, but it's just not possible with the. We got to get it from our office to obviously to our administration. They have to go through. They have this proper, and then it has to go through. That's the guy that really holds up things right there, that Hotchkiss guy. So we'll get it out. I guess we'll get it out as quick as we get it done through. It has to go administration, it has to go to Greg, and then we'll go from there.
Anything else?